All right, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're still continuing our A-Day post-game coverage. I need you guys to smash that subscribe button and continue to support the channel as you all have for the last 2 years that I've been doing this. And this actually might be my 1,000th video. It's kind of hard to keep up. The last I checked, I was at 998. But I'm just going to do, just for smiles and laughs, a 1,000th video commemoration of Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn, as this has become a staple with the Auburn fan base. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. So among the players that have hit the podium and had their post-game talk, of course, one of the leaders on the defense, Quindarius Smoke Monday, hit the podium with some blue sunglasses on. Man, they were actually kind of slick. You could tell Smoke Monday is starting to get some star power about himself as he starts to transition from Power 5 football at Auburn University with the prospect of playing in the NFL, and it's possible that he can do that. Smoke Monday has a very interesting skill set. He really loves contact, and he brings it. The only issue with the former high-level four-star recruit out of Atlanta, Georgia, Carver High School, who had numerous offers ranging from Alabama to Clemson and Auburn, he decides to come to Auburn. I think he even got an offer from Oregon as well. Most of the well-to-do teams in college football saw interest in Quindarius Smoke Monday, who got his nickname from his family as a little boy. Really has made some big plays for Auburn. He's caught himself out of position sometimes, but I think in this 3-4 defense, I think Smoke Monday really has an opportunity to up his stock draft-wise. And you can tell from the 2020 season, especially if you played football before, you can tell, like last year when Smoke Monday is not in the game, you can see a difference in the defense. I recall the Georgia game. Smoke Monday, I'm pretty sure, fired up about that game. Carver High School, Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, less than 45 minutes away from Athens. He wanted to be in that football game. But the only issue with Smoke Monday at times is in his aggression. Sometimes he lacks the technique that will keep him in the football game. Because there have been several times, and I saw this even in his high school highlights, that he's a targeting penalty magnet. And that's something that I hope that Derek Mason and Zach Etheridge are really going to coach him on. Yes, we want you to be physical. We want you to be the Smoke Monday that you are. But you have to keep in mind that we need you in these games. And to have a guy like Smoke Monday out for a targeting penalty in the Georgia game is no bueno, period. Like, you need him in that game. You could tell Auburn didn't necessarily get off to a good start in that Georgia game last year, but it went all downhill considering that Smoke Monday wasn't in that game. Then you had KJ Britt, who was battling, that was the beginning stage of him battling injury. And it just went all downhill from there. But Smoke Monday did an interview that I'm going to actually post in this particular video where he talked about some of the progressions of the defense. Talked about Lee Hunter. Lee Hunter, of course, the highest rated recruit out of the last recruiting class, got to enroll early. Really big guy. Really versatile talent on the defensive line. Now, I don't agree with him when he says that Auburn is shorthanded at the defensive line position, because they got about 12 to 13 guys to choose from interchangeably, which they can really work on this fall, because I'm pretty sure the A-Day game is not a full indication of what this team has to offer as far as what they've done during the spring. You look at film, you look at guys in situational type scenarios, and you can start to piece together and you can start to plan what this team is going to look like. And then we got Kamal Haddon, who is out of Missouri, which Smoke Monday talked about. I mean, he was really high on Kamal Haddon. And Smoke Monday's been around for a little bit, so I think he can see some potential, in players because of his experience. And he just kept singing the praises of Kamal Haddon. So I hope you enjoyed this interview. This interview was displayed by, I think, 24/7 Sports. But I did want some of the fan base, just in case they didn't get to see it there, they can see it here. Smoke Monday with the blue glasses on. As always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Make sure you smash that subscribe button so we can keep this thing going. Let's get it.
Smoke, I guess, what do you think of the defense today, and then kind of how the spring is going overall as a group?
Man, the defense did a good job today. The D-line looked really good. The linebackers look good all the time, so there's nothing new. I feel like we got a lot of things that we can work on, but at the end of the day, I feel like we had a good day. And the spring was a really good spring. We didn't get spring last year, but this year really going to help a lot of guys out coming into the fall.
If you have a question for Smoke, please put your name in the chat. Next is from Gianna Hahn.
Hey, Snook. I know that they kind of moved around some of the people like into different positions. What was that like going out there and competing with, like the different lineup for the first time?
I mean, it was good. I mean, at the end of the day, it's college, so everybody's going to be at least some decent athlete. I feel like the offense did a good job with putting themselves in position to make plays, and defense, we just got to do what we do best in this ball.
Another question from Jason Caldwell.
Smoke, you mentioned defensive lineman. Lee Hunter stepped up and made a few plays today. How big was it to see the young guys on that defensive line start to make some of those plays against the first offense?
Man, it was big because we're going to need them at the end of the day because we short defensive linemen right now, so anything can help us right now. So I feel like the young guys did a good job.
Yeah, what have you seen out of Lee, kind of making that transition as an early high school guy?
Man, he's a tremendous athlete. I feel like he got a lot of upsides to him. Cook off the ball. He good with driving the power back, pushing, creating a new line of scrimmage. He's very good at that. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like he's going to help us a lot this year.
Next question is Brian Matthews.
Hey, Smoke. Looked like Kamal Haddon had some nice plays today. What have you seen out of him so far this spring?
Man, he a baller. That's all I can say. He a baller. At the end of the day, I know he gonna do his job, and I feel like he's just getting his rhythm. I feel like once he find that real rhythm, it's gonna be hard to stop him.
Thanks, Smoke. Nice shades too.
Okay. Another question from Gianna Hahn. If you have one for Smoke, please put it in the chat.
After spring practice, all 4 weeks, not just this game, are there any players you think that fans should be keeping an eye on that might not already have their name out there?
Kamal Haddon. That's one guy I can say you should keep your